The hurricane season of 2024 will forever be etched in the annals of meteorological history, dominated by the unforgettable fury of Hurricane Milton. This catastrophic storm, the second most intense hurricane ever recorded in the Gulf of Mexico, left a trail of devastation across the southeastern United States. Its formation was an ominous harbinger of the destruction to come. Hurricane Milton emerged from humble beginnings, a tropical disturbance brewing in the warm waters of the western Caribbean Sea. Fueled by the intense heat and moisture of the region, the disturbance quickly gained strength, organizing itself into a tropical depression and then a tropical storm within a matter of days. As it churned westward, it set its sights on the Gulf of Mexico, a notorious breeding ground for powerful hurricanes. The Gulf's warm waters acted like high-octane fuel, accelerating Milton's intensification. Meteorologists watched with growing concern as the storm underwent a period of rapid intensification, its winds howling ever stronger, its pressure plummeting. The stage was set for a meteorological monster to emerge. As Hurricane Milton continued its westward trek across the Gulf of Mexico, its path became increasingly clear, and with it, the dire predictions of its potential impact. Coastal communities along the Gulf Coast of the United States braced themselves for a direct hit from a major hurricane. The National Hurricane Center issued increasingly urgent warnings, urging residents to heed evacuation orders and prepare for the worst. Milton's track took it on a direct collision course with the Florida Panhandle, a region known for its pristine beaches and vulnerable coastline. As the storm approached, its winds continued to intensify, reaching Category 5 strength, the highest category on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. This ominous development sent a chill down the spines of even the most seasoned hurricane veterans. The atmosphere seemed to crackle with anticipation as Milton drew closer to the coast. The air grew heavy with humidity, and an eerie calm settled over the region, a stark contrast to the impending fury of the storm. Hurricane Milton was about to unleash its wrath on the unsuspecting Florida coastline. Hurricane Milton's rapid intensification was a textbook example of a phenomenon that has become increasingly common in recent years, particularly in the Gulf of Mexico. This alarming trend, fueled by warming ocean temperatures and other factors related to climate change, poses a significant threat to coastal communities, as it gives them less time to prepare for the onslaught of a major hurricane. Several factors contributed to Milton's explosive intensification. The Gulf of Mexico, already known for its warm waters, experienced record-high sea surface temperatures in the summer and fall of 2024, providing an ideal environment for hurricane development. These warm waters acted like a giant heat engine, fueling the storm's convection and causing its winds to spin faster and faster. In addition to the warm waters, a lack of wind shear, which is the change in wind speed and direction with height, allowed Milton to maintain its structure and continue intensifying. Without wind shear to disrupt its circulation, the hurricane was able to draw in more heat and moisture from the ocean, further fueling its growth. This combination of factors created a perfect storm for rapid intensification, turning Milton from a formidable hurricane into a meteorological monster in a matter of hours. Section 4. Landfall, Milton's devastating arrival in Florida. On a fateful October evening, Hurricane Milton made landfall near Siesta Key, Florida, as a high-end Category 4 hurricane, its winds screaming at an astonishing 155 miles per hour. The storm surge, a towering wall of water pushed ashore by the hurricane's powerful winds, inundated coastal communities, swallowing homes and businesses whole. The storm's impact was immediate and catastrophic. The relentless winds ripped roofs off buildings, toppled trees like matchsticks, and transformed streets into raging rivers. Power lines snapped like twigs, plunging the region into darkness. The storm surge, reaching a staggering 15 feet in some areas, inundated entire neighborhoods, leaving behind a trail of destruction in its wake. As the eye of the storm passed over Siesta Key, there was an eerie calm, a brief respite from the howling winds and driving rain. But this calm was deceptive, a mere prelude to the second onslaught as the back wall of the hurricane lashed the coastline with renewed fury. The storm surge, having already wreaked havoc, receded, leaving behind a scene of utter devastation. Section 5. A state on edge. Preparations and evacuations. As Hurricane Milton barreled towards the Florida coastline, a palpable sense of dread gripped the region. Millions of residents, haunted by the memories of past hurricanes, found themselves in the storm's path, facing the daunting task of preparing for the worst. The National Hurricane Center issued dire warnings, urging residents to heed evacuation orders and take shelter. Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency for the entire state of Florida, mobilizing the National Guard and activating emergency response teams. Evacuation orders were issued for coastal counties, sending millions of people fleeing inland in search of safety. Highways became parking lots as evacuees clogged the roads, their vehicles laden with precious belongings, and the hope of returning to a home still standing. Supermarkets were stripped bare as residents stocked up on essential supplies, water, batteries, canned goods, and first aid kits. Hardware stores were inundated with customers seeking plywood to board up windows and generators to provide power during the inevitable outages. The air crackled with a mixture of fear and determination as Floridians prepared to face the wrath of Hurricane Milton. Section 6. The deluge, flooding, and tornadoes unleashed by Milton. Hurricane Milton unleashed a torrent of devastating impacts upon its landfall in Florida, extending far beyond the immediate coastal areas. Torrential rainfall, often exceeding 20 inches in some locations, transformed streets into raging rivers, overwhelming drainage systems, and inundating homes and businesses. The flooding was relentless, turning entire neighborhoods into lakes and cutting off access to essential services. Adding to the storm's fury was a deadly outbreak of tornadoes spawned by Milton's outer bands. These violent twisters, some packing winds of over 100 miles per hour, tore through communities across central Florida, ripping apart homes and businesses, tossing vehicles like toys, and leaving behind a trail of mangled debris and shattered lives. The combination of flooding and tornadoes proved to be a deadly duo. Rising floodwaters trapped residents in their homes, while tornadoes tore through neighborhoods with little warning, leaving behind scenes of chaos and destruction. Emergency responders struggled to reach those in need, hampered by downed trees, power lines, and impassable roads.